Hello there and welcome to my YouTube channel, Julia Make Meal Crafts, and today is another Dawn and Julia Create. So to show you the message that Dawn sent me. So the next Dawn and Julia Create is a 7-inch square card. I'm going to admit that mine is 6x6. Purely I don't have a 7-inch square card, so I have had to make this from an A4 card folded in half. Because of that I can't get the extra inch and get the 7-inch, so I am sorry, but you know, I've done my best. And I relied a spare card which I've already cut down to size, but I'm going to need the leftovers, so I've just popped that to the side, but it is just one piece of card. Your Copics, which I've got to the side of me, a black and white pen, and you're allowed one small stamp no bigger than an inch. She's not said a stamp pad, but I'm pretty sure if we're stamping we're allowed one, so I'm just going to go ahead and use one. And then you can use any sentiment you want, either a sticker or a stamp. So I have to say my initial response to that was a little bit panicky, because I'm just thinking, what on earth, how? But I've decided that what I need to do is just go clean and simple. So I'm actually going to be stamping this sentiment out again on white card and matting and layering it, but I'm actually just going to stamp it out on here, because what I want to do is arrange my flowers, because I've chosen a little flower stamp. It took me ages to find. I had a few nice stamps that I thought I might be able to use, but they were all just a little bit over the inch. So I have managed to find a flower stamp that is within the inch. So that is what I'm going to use. So I'm just sort of using this as a guide, because I will be sort of stamping over it. But this is just to give me an idea of where the sentiment's going to go, so that I can build my composition. That is purely the purpose of that. So this is from the Beautiful Blooms collection, which is available on Create and Craft. It's not on my website yet. And it says, friends are like flowers, they bring colour to your world. So I went with that because the stamp that I did find that was less than an inch is a little flower one. So I'm actually just going to go really, really clean and simple, and I'm just going to stamp a few flowers. That'll just look like I've done sort of some fancy overstamping there. I'm just going to stamp a few flowers on, and I'm going to colour some of those up, put my sentiment on, and that'll be it. Because I think I was just, when I first got it, was overthinking it. I'm used to having a featured image, so not having one sort of scares me a little bit. But I've sort of realised I don't need that. Right, I'm actually going to leave just having flowers in the corner and there. That looks a mess right now, but if you think that the sentiment will be sort of matted and layered and stuck there somewhere, that not stamping this very well. Right, hang on, let's start again. Because I'm stamping terribly, quite terribly, to be honest. So let's just do that again. It's like half of them were missing. Right. Thankfully, paper and card is two-sided, and now I've got a big splodge. Oh, seriously. Seriously. Right, I'm going to cut this paper down to size. Don't worry, this will still get used for something. It will go in my bit box or something. And I'm feeling a little bit just purely in that I'm supposed to be going away tomorrow for my anniversary, and we've not been away on our own for 12 years, with one thing and another, and then the last 2 years we've not been able to do anything for our anniversary at all because we've been in complete lockdown. So we're booked into a nice hotel, and my daughter has got the sniffles and has been sneezing, and she's supposed to be going to her friends tomorrow while we go away, but it's just that sort of unknown. It's like I'll have to get her to take a test in the morning. She tested negative today, but I'm going to have to get her to take a test, and I'm going to have to check that my friend's still okay to have her. And part of me is just like, we're not going to get to go. So I'm feeling a bit fed up with myself. I know it's not the biggest problem in the world, like obviously stuff that's going on with Ukraine and everything, it's like, it's not the end of the world, but it's just made me feel a little bit fed up, and now the stamping's not working for me. So I'm just going to chop that, and hopefully we'll get on better in a minute. Got a fresh bit of card. I've already marked the edge with a black pen just to help me sort of frame it a little bit. I do still have a smudge down there, but we can start the design there, so it's all good. Right, so rough approximate idea of where the sentiment is going to go. And the first one I'm going to stamp is down here, so that we can just deal with that smudge right away, and then we've got one there as well, so let's just deal with that. Bring. This is tall not I was going to do, but I'm dealing with bad stamping and smudges and yeah, imperfection. We're embracing imperfection. That's what we're doing here today. Embracing imperfection. Right now, the thought behind the composition is cover the black smudges. Oh, crumbs. Okay. So. Right. Hopefully, that'll be approximately it. Right, let's get some Copics out. I'm going to start off with some pink colour tones. I've used a smooth white paper, so it should take the alcohol markers absolutely fine. So I'm going to go for an 09, an 06 and 04 I think, because they're nice and bright and I like them. So I'm probably going to colour the bulk of them in this pink. And I'm going to start off with the darkest colour in the centre, and we'll come out with some other colours in a little bit, just to blend all of that out. I think Dawn said a black and white pen, I'm not sure, I'll have to go back and double check my message, because I would normally like to sort of bring the colouring to life with a white pen. I'm not completely sure if that's in the remit. It would be handy because it means I could disguise some of the dodgy stamp work that we're dealing with. Right, so I'm going to keep going like this. I'll finish one of the flowers and then let's just go on to fast forward after that. Okay, so then we're putting the mid colour on, like so. And then the light. And just to the edge. So I'm going to do the bulk of them pink, and I'm just going to have the odd yellow one here and there, I think. And I said, whilst I'm on speed up, I'm going to give my phone a quick check just to see whether it was just a black pen or if it was black and white, but I'm just going to pop you on speed up while I finish the rest of those. As you'll have seen from that speed up, the white pen did come out. It was on the list, so I was able to hide some of the smudges with some extra little white polka dots on some of the flowers. So that's a handy little trick. It all looks very deliberate. I'm just gonna, once I've done this, also just wanting to doodle in a few little dots, not necessarily doodle, but I would quite like to add some greenery, and obviously there's only one 1-inch stamp, and I would have quite like some leaves and things, but I'm not going to doodle. What I am just going to do is grab a green pen and just add in some little dots like so, and almost like you would have, I call them like the little filler flowers, little frappery things, and it just sort of extends those out a little bit. I think that looks quite pretty, and it gives the illusion of the greenery in it, even though we don't have any specific leaf stamps. Right, so where did my card that I'd stamped all wrong? Actually, what I'm going to do is just chop that one down, because the only reason I didn't use it was because of the smudge, but the stamping's actually fine, so I'm just going to chop that down. All chopped. I'm just going to give that an edge too, because I know I always bang on about it, but the more you frame the work, the more you draw the eye in, you're telling the brain where to look, and it just, especially on quite a clean and simple card like this, there's not a lot going on. We've got one little image that's sort of created a bit of a spray, we've got no extra 3D elements and no focal image as such. It's a fairly clean and simple card, so especially on a card like that, I mean, I personally would frame everything. I think framing always has an impact, but especially on a clean and simple card like this, I think it's even more required and needed. Okay, so there we go. Let's get a little bit of glue on this. We've not wasted that card, despite having stamped on both sides of it and got smudges. We're still managing to use the card okay, so it's all good. And then, as I said, the only reason I put this sentiment down first was to sort of know where I was stamping the rest of my flowers, just to sort of give me an idea of composition. How many times did I stamp this out, honestly? Okay, it's obviously going well. It's just one of those days. But that's the thing, it is one of those days. I'm not particularly in the mood, I'm not going to lie. I'm feeling quite tired and I'm feeling quite deflated. But quite often when we're feeling not quite ourselves, we turn to crafting. It's therapeutic, it helps us to feel better, it helps us to take us away from our thoughts and things like that. So, you know, there will be times when I'm crafting and not quite feeling it. But having said that, a clean and simple card, even though there was a few errors to start off with, we've still managed to create something beautiful fairly quickly. And it's all good, so it's a nice little tent fold. Works like that. So Dawn set this challenge, so I'm presuming she had much more of an idea in her head what she was going to do than I did, so I can't wait to see what she has done with hers. I loved what she did with her journal page last week. She always absolutely rocks the challenge, so please do pop across and see what our lovely Dawn has done, and I will be back with some more crafty goodness very soon. Okay, take care then, and goodbye.